everybody, this is Randy from Randy's Crafty Creations, and last week I went ahead and posted a video, pictures of these tiles that I made. Now I had no idea that you could stamp on tiles, and I had seen one and decided, wow, I really wanted to do that. So I made some coasters, and I will be teaching these in a class, but I wanted to make a quick video showing you how I did them, because I've had a lot of questions on how I did it, what I used, and how well they're holding up. So I guess it's now been 2 weeks since I did it, and I posted the picture. And this is the one we're going to be doing today, because I want to show you the different technique that I used to make the butterflies colored. But anyhow, this is the butterfly one, and it's got little felt feet on the back. This one, the dance one. So I made these for a friend, and I gave my friend the task of using it, abusing it, and trying to ruin it on purpose, because I wanted to make sure that the technique that I used did in fact work. She's been trying really hard. As you see, it still looks great. So we're good there, and I'm going to go ahead and show that to you. So I also made this one, and I made this one. So again, we're going to make this one today on the video. So let me put these aside. All right. What kind of tiles do I use? So I went to my local hardware store, and I got what is called tumbler tiles. And they're just basic, non-coated, ivory off-white tile that's nice and porous that coasters are made of. So when you go ahead and you put your drinks on top, it'll pull the moisture down into the tile and won't have it leave rings on your surface. And then I just got little felt feet. They're adhesive felt feet. They come in a package at your local hardware store to just stick on the bottom so it doesn't scratch your surface. And once they're on, they're on. So they've been working pretty good. All right, so this is just a naked tile. So at my hardware store, I can get 9 of these in a package for $3.97. So that's 2 sets of coaster gifts, which is pretty nice. Go through them, look at them. They have all different levels of porousness and textures, and to find tiles that you like. But anyhow, so we're going to use those. To stamp on our tiles, we're going to use our Stazon Jet Blank ink. Now, again, you can do one of 2 ways. You can do the whole thing with Stazon, and you do not need to coat it. Okay? Just stamp it, let it dry, and you're good to go. Now, if you're not going to use Stazon, and I am using Stazon for the black, if you're not going to use Stazon and you're going to use any other ink, I have used our Stampin' Up! Inks. I did use them, in fact, on this tile. I used my Stampin' Up! Ink. That's Melon Mambo right there, and Tempting Turquoise. And then I went ahead and sprayed over it with a light coat of a matte polyurethane. And like I said, I think it's holding up great. So there is that. You're going to need some sponge daubers. Okay, and I have my 3 here with the colors that I used the other day. You're going to need your stamping blocks. If you're going to go ahead and use the coloring technique that I'm going to use, you're going to need some sticky notes, and I'll show you that. I'm going to use my 2 butterfly punches, because I am using Papillion Potpourri for my butterflies. And I'm also using Kinda Eclectic for the leaves and the sunburst right there. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So now the Stazon ink is a solvent ink. So anytime that you are stamping on a material that is not paper or vellum, if you use the Stazon ink, it will stay. It won't smear. So that's why we're using that today. So the very first thing we're going to do, I'm going to put a piece of paper down underneath my tile. So the very first thing that you want to do is you want to take alcohol and you want to clean this tile. So I'm going to use some alcohol wipes here to clean this tile off. Because as you can see, it leaves like a chalky residue on things, and you want that off before you stamp. So I'm just going to clean off my tile real quick. Make sure the surface of that is clean. You can wash these. You can submerge them in the sink. Not a problem. So let's go ahead and wash that. It won't take but a moment to dry on the surface because it's the alcohol, but it's going to get all that extra, all that dust off, because you want that off before you stamp. So, all right, let me get it off my hands now. Sorry. Just get a baby wipe. Get it off my hands. All right. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp with my Starburst. Now, I am using, for this video, all Stazon ink. Okay, Stazon comes in many colors. At Stampin' Up, we sell it in just the black, which is fine. And like I said, you can use our Stampin' Up inks, but I am currently out of polyurethane because I made a whole bunch of these coasters. So I'm going to do this one with all Stazon. So I'm going to go ahead and ink up my stamp. And I'm using the burst first from Kind of Eclectic. And I'm stamping it in Dove Gray. And I'm just going to put that over here in this corner. Now, you are stamping on tile, so push down a little bit harder than you normally would on paper. All right? Excellent. There we go. When you are cleaning your stamps, you want to make sure that you use the Stazon cleaner. It'll get some of the stains off on the red rubber. Now, when you're using Stazon ink on photopolymer stamps, please use baby wipes. Don't use the ink cleaner. It is a solvent, and the cleaner is not good for your photopolymer stamps. The ink is fine. It's just the cleaner that's not. So, let me go ahead and put that aside. All right. I am now going to use the Stazon. I'm using olive green to stamp the leaf branches here. That's also from this set. Let me go ahead and put that on my block. All right, I'm going to put it in, and I'm just going to, just like I would on a piece of paper, I'm just going to stamp. No rhyme or reason. I just want green around the outside edges. So just like it when I'm making background paper, I'm just going to stamp and stamp. Awesome. All right, I think that's all I want. Just that hint of green. Okay, I'm going to clean that with my Stazon cleaner here in a little bit. Let me go ahead and put that down here. Alrighty. Chain stamp sets. Let me go ahead and do my butterflies. Now, sticky notes, like I said. Alright, I took my butterfly punches and I punched them out of the sticky note to make a mask to be able to put color in. So I'll show you that in just a moment. I'm going to grab this butterfly and I'm going to grab this butterfly. All right. Whoop, almost stamped that in green. Let me close this up. Let me get my black. I like the way they smell. They smell like almond oil, actually. All right, so I'm going to put one here. One flying right here, I think. One flying off the tile here. One flying up here. And if you wanted to make the green lighter, you certainly could have by stamping your ink off onto a piece of paper before then stamping it onto your tile. And then we get my big butterfly. And that's the one that I'm going to stamp right here. All right. Awesome. So now we have our basic stamping done on that tile. Go ahead and put those aside. Wonderful. Now I'm just going to let, I don't know if you can see, The ink is kind of wet in some places because my ink pads are nice and juicy. Dry. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the next step on how I'm going to add the color in. All right, so I'm going to take my Stampin' Up! One of my butterfly punches and my Post-it note, and I'm just going to stick it in there and punch it out, okay, because I want the mask. We do that with the larger punch as well, and I'll have the names of these punches put up here on the video once I edit it for you, so that you know which ones those are. All right, so I have my 2 masks, and I have my daubers. Again, you can use whatever ink you want. If you're not using Stazon, you do need to lightly seal it with a matte polyurethane. I like to use a spray. I don't like to brush it on. I like to use a spray. So I'm going to go ahead and move this one over. All right, so I have my Stazon Royal Purple. So let me get my right dauber. And I'm going to put some purple in this guy down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay my mask over my butterfly so I don't get my background. Okay, I'm just going to lay it on there. And I'm just going to dab in. Dab in. Dab in the purple. All right, there we go. We've got one that's colored. All right. So let me go ahead. So that one's kind of dark. Let me go ahead and do this one up here. I'm going to do this one lighter. So I'm going to do less towards the middle and more towards the outside edge. And I'm just going to dab it mostly on the Post-it note. So I just want a light tint of purple on this one. Not as dark as that one in the corner down there. Okay, so see, I've got some purple going on in there. And then if I want to, I can add some pink. I like purple and pink together. So I'm going to go ahead and put my mask back on. Ink up my pink. This time I'm going to work that more towards the center. Just going to go lightly, and there we go. So now we have pink and purple in there. All right. I'm going to add some, actually I think I'm going to do that turquoise. Let me add some pink to this one down here. So I'm just going to add some pink. Some pink, just for some color. Yeah, pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Alright, so I think I'm going to do my center one. So my center one on that one is pink and turquoise. And I put the pink in the center. So let's see. Let me get my dauber. Let me just go down the center there. So that's pink. A little bit more right here. Okay, put that one down. Let me get some more purple. Now let me go here, right here. So that one's definitely pink and purple. Look at those colors. I like that. This is definitely a more pink and purple tile, but that's the great thing is you can do what you want. The colors that you want. You can go heavy, you can go light. Totally up to you. Alright, so now I'm going to get my turquoise out. And I come to this one up here. So I mask it off. Put some turquoise in there. A little bit more right here. Nice. And a little bit right in there. There. So I went darker on these, and that's fine. I have lighter ones on this one, and I have darker ones on this one, and it's all preference. And that's the best thing is that no two will ever look alike because they're handmade, right? And that's what makes them the best. So I'm definitely going to close these up. I'm going to keep my daubers separate because I've already got color on them. You could wash them and reuse them, but you know they're not that expensive. So I just go ahead and I keep them set aside with the colors. So once I would do that, so see I have my masks. That's great. I'm done. I can throw those away. So once I've done that, I'm going to let that dry. Once that's dry, I'm going to grab my felt feet and go ahead and put 4 on the bottom there. And you'll be good to go. So again, I wanted this to be a quick video, but the process takes a little bit longer when I'm talking through it. So I just wanted to go ahead and show you how I did my stamping on tiles for my coasters that I made 2 weeks ago. So again, I'm Randy from Randy's Crafty Creations. Thanks for watching and have a great day.